What's going on? So I want to share my thoughts on how I feel about Stephen Curry. We see his flaws in terms of his size and maybe his lack of athletic ability. But in terms of getting an NBA body, he'll do that. They'll get him in the gym and he'll get, he'll be brought up to speed in that category. I don't think he'll ever be an above the rim player, which might hurt him for his size. He's not a player that's going to, take it to the rack and, bang out on you. And he's not necessarily quick. So, to me, that would be the biggest knocks on him. But in terms of his IQ, I think a lot of that, I think his father's pedigree will help him out, because I'm assuming that he grew up, and even now, he knows all the tricks and the trades of the NBA game. I know it's changed since his father has played, but, hopefully he's a heady player, almost like a Luke Walton type. Your dad was in the NBA, so you probably have the heads up on know-how. I do like the fact that he can get his own shot off the dribble. Now, it's easier to do that playing in the conference that he played in and even playing in college. I don't think in the NBA, you're going to be able to do a couple of moves and get your shot off over 6'5" defenders when you're not 6'5" yourself. But he can get an open shot, and it looks like he can create his own shot, and he's a pure shooter. His range is you can't question. A lot of players are good shooters for college, but I think he can really shoot the lights out, and I think that's going to cross over into the NBA. But a lot of his success in the league is going to determine where he goes. If he goes early, it's not going to be a good look. Even if he goes in the middle rounds, I don't feel like it's going to be a good look for him, because he's going to go to a struggling team, a non-playoff team, or a first round and done playoff team, and he may be asked to do a lot. And I don't think he can, I don't think he's a starter. It's glaringly, obvious that he's not a starter. But even if he goes to a lesser team, I think the expectations placed upon him to perform immediately are not going to be realistic. Like, it's going to take anywhere from a year to 2 years just to get his body in NBA form, in terms of his muscle development, and then to get quicker. And I know how to play defense. Right now, he's a defensive liability. But the offense will be there. He'll be able to shoot. But if he goes towards the later end of the first round, because I do think he's a first rounder, if he goes towards the back end, he'll be in a better shot, because obviously he's going to go to a better team. He's going to end up going to a playoff team, and they're not going to ask him to do too much. So he'll have the perfect opportunity to grow, to be mentored, and to fit in a system. Right, a lot of what's tough for a lot of NBA players is, do you come into the league and do you go to a established team with a system already in place, or are you going to a team where there's no real way of playing there? Certain players can handle it, but certain players need that structure so that you can see what they can do. Right. So, for me, I feel like him going to a team like that, he'll do well. We have to remember, even at his best, he's not going to be a star player. The question is he going to be a role player or a bench warmer, right? That's what we're looking at right now. So, we'll see. But if he goes too early, first of all, I don't think GMs are going to draft him that early. So I really think he's in a good position to go late in the first round. And he'll come off the bench. He'll be mentored. He'll play, some D-League. He'll play the Summer League. And, hopefully he should be fine. But, I like the kid. He looks like he's, you see a lot of players who are great athletes, but you question their knowledge of the game. And, because to play, you do need to be smart. to understand what your offense is doing, to understand what your defense is doing. And I feel like he's smart enough to catch up with the NBA on a cognitive level. You know, the only real question is, will his physical side enable him to be a role player, or will he just be, you know, a bench warmer or a wanderer? So, you know, we'll see. So take it easy. God bless.